Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Into Truth FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll take your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Summer of 12, my name is
Welcome to News Desk 45 minutes of the latest news from Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Monday, March 17, 2025. My name is Marka Davis, presenting in the top stories we are following tonight. In the wake of huge public concerns over reports of U.S. visa restrictions, Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti expresses doubt over the reports, but says the Liberian government is engaging U.S. authorities for clarity. House Speaker Richard Kuhn breaks ground for a $20,000 United States mooring incinerator at the JFK Medical Hospital to address the issue of waste disposal confronting the country's biggest medical center. Assets Recovery Team announces the arrival of foreign experts from the United Kingdom to aid in the government's assets recovery efforts. And away from Liberia, Rwanda cuts diplomatic ties with Belgium, saying it has been consistently undermined by the European nation during the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The details of these developments, including the bulletin of news, voices of the newsmakers, sports, are all part of this presentation. We're taking a short break to be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Into Truth FM 96.1.
Rejoining us, this news program is powered by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. At this point, we cross over now to Naketa Roberts to bring us the bulletin of news.
Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti has expressed shock over reports that the United States government has imposed visa restriction on Liberia. Minister Besloyanti said she is doubtful about the authenticity of the reports, suggesting that Liberia may have been placed on a list as a yellow line country by the United States, potentially leading to restricted access for Liberian citizens. Speaking at a public hearing before the Senate Joint Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defense, Security and Intelligence, Minister Yanti cautioned against accepting the unverified reports as a fact, while reaffirming Liberia's commitment to strengthening its diplomatic and passport security measures. The Dean of the Liberian Cabinet noted that while the government is taking the issue seriously, there is no official confirmation of Liberia's inclusion on such a list. Minister Besloyanti, however, revealed that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued a demarche to the U.S. government outlining Liberia's recent effort to enhance passport security and requesting further clarification on the matter. She said the Liberian government has been approached by the U.S. government directly on several occasions to say that its capacity in the U.S. is very weak, and that there is a need for overhauling of the entire foreign service in the U.S. The foreign minister told the senators that the ministry is using the information from the U.S. authority as the entire point to look across the foreign service and to work to ensure rotation within the foreign service to meet the needs of the country's representation. In an effort to address the issue of waste disposal at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital, House Speaker Richard Cohn has broken ground for the construction of a modern incinerator at the JFK. The cost of the project is $20,000 and is expected to be completed within 90 days. Speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony on Monday, Speaker Cohn said the hospital is overwhelmed with lots of financial challenges, something he said prompted his decision to help. Speaker Richard Cohn noted that the project, when completed, will help the hospital to divert the $74,000 it spends annually for garbage disposal to more pressing issues at the facility. The House Majority Speaker informed the management of JFK that he has started dialogue with his colleagues on the matter of budget increment for the hospital. He's also disclosed plans to move the building of the nursing school at JFK to transfer the students and create more space for patients at the hospital. For her part, the Chief Executive Officer of JFK Memorial Hospital, Dr. Lena Branch, termed the initiative as a huge step in the garbage collection process at JFK, noting that waste disposal has been a huge problem for the hospital over the years. Dr. Branch expressed thanks and appreciation to Speaker Richard Cohn, the National Legislature, and President Joseph Boakai for the initiative. Two senior experts from Forensic Technologies International Consortium of the United Kingdom are expected in Liberia this Tuesday, March 18, 2025, to support the country's asset recovery process. The Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, through a release, disclosed that Andrew Durant and Wayne Anthony visit to Liberia is at no cost to the government and is a major step aimed at tracing and recovering stolen assets. FTR Consortium is globally recognized for its work in forensic investigation and asset tracing, having helped recover stolen funds in several countries, including Nigeria. According to the release, Durant and Anthony brings decades of experience in financial fraud investigation across Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. The Asset Recovery Task Force, led by Councillor Edwin Martin, is now operating on an Executive Order number 145, reaffirming President Joseph Boakai's commitment to fighting corruption. Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force says it looks forward to working with these experts to strengthen Liberia's asset recovery efforts. Under the leadership of Councillor Edwin Martin, the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force is dedicated to investigating and retrieving both fixed and liquid assets misappropriated by current and former officials. The task force plays a crucial role in Liberia's anti-corruption efforts, ensuring that recovered assets contribute to national development. The Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force says it anticipates that the collaboration with Forensic Technologies International Consortium will significantly strengthen Liberia's asset recovery efforts. The management of the ERW hospital has responded to information circulating on social media about a patient on their watch. Over the weekend, social media was flooded with statements from a patient identified as James Elton Coleman, who is said to be in critical condition. She alleged that the management of ERWA carried out a cesarean section, CS, resulting to serious life-threatening complications. James Elton Coleman, in a write-up, said after the surgery, she is currently battling with kidney failure, liver malfunction, removed womb, uterine collapse, burns, among others. Responding to the situation in an interview on Monday, the chief administrator at ERWA, Reverend James Freeman Galway, on behalf of the hospital, empathized with James Elton Coleman and her family and advised the family of James Elton for a conference. Garwe further disclosed that the ELWA hospital is actively conducting her own internal review on Jeans Etta case, noting that the hospital also remains fully committed to cooperating with the Liberia Medical and Dental Council ongoing investigation. The chief administrator at ELWA on behalf of the hospital said their thoughts and prayer are with the family of James Etta Kerman. He encouraged the general public to keep James Etta in their prayers while waiting for the investigation reports. The assigned judge at Civil Law Court is recommending to the National Legislature and President Bouakar to pass an act subdividing the State Judicial Circuit Court into 3 divisions in the interest of speedy administration of justice. Judge Smith wants Savor Assize Court A to have exclusive jurisdiction over injectments and property-related cases. Civil Law Court B with jurisdiction over action of damages, equity suit actions for declaratory judgment and other special proceedings. For Civil Law Court C, Judge Smith said it should be created as a family court with jurisdiction over actions of divorce and other family-related issues, so that more time will be devoted to dealing with the highly emotional and time-consuming issues involving families in the country. Judge Smith disclosed that on the court dockets, the number of divorce and family-related cases is 485. The number of property cases is 483. Each of these categories of cases exceed the total number of cases on the docket. Judge Smith, according to RCI judicial correspondent, made the statement Monday at the opening of the Civil Law Court for its March term at the Temple of Justice. Some employees of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority have hailed President Joseph Boakai over the replacement of NAFA Director Emma Glasgow. The NAFA employees who were seen celebrating at the entity's head office on Monday said the replacement of Madam Glasgow has brought relief to them as workers of the entity. They accuse her of bad labor practices, unfavorable working conditions, and say it has been a major challenge for the workforce at the entity. The spokesperson of the joyous NAFA employees praised President Boakai for the replacement of the NAFA boss. President Boakai recently named Cyrus Semwe as acting Director General of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority after suspending Emma Glasgow for alleged financial improprieties. Madam Glasgow has since termed her suspension as a witch hunt, demanding due process to exonerate herself from the allegations leveled against her. 2 law enforcement officers visiting Liberia from the United States have underscored the importance of adherence to the rule of law in any nation. Both Special Deputy Curtis Bryant and Peggy Lakane said there is nothing above the rule of law, and once the law enforcement officials continue to implement the rule of law, if the country is to be developed. Speaking in Painesville at the opening of a traffic enforcement techniques workshop, Bryant and Lakane also cautioned officials as officers of the Liberia National Police to always see themselves as the first point of contact in law enforcement. Also speaking, Commissioner of Police for Training and Manpower Development, Samuel Mobar, cautioned officers to take training and workshops organized by the police very seriously. According to him, training and workshops organized by the police will be of value added to themselves and their family. The Minister of Education, Dr. Jaso Jala, has officially welcomed West African Examinations Council walks to Liberia, marking a significant moment for the nation's education sector. The meeting held at the Ministry of Education brings together education leaders to discuss key priorities for advancing learning outcomes across the region. In her address, Minister Jala expressed pride in Liberia hosting this year's prestigious assembly, underscoring both the challenges and opportunities facing the country's education sector. While acknowledging that Liberia is not shortlisted for any accolades or prize this year, she described this as a call to action, an opportunity to intensify efforts towards achieving greater academic excellence. She urged teachers, students, and policymakers to unite in a shared commitment to measurable progress that will alleviate Liberia's standing within the WACT community. Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Carr has resolved outstanding issues between workers of the Firestone rubber plantation and its management team. Councillor Carr said it is always appropriate to ensure that issues confronting the concession are brought on the negotiation table to be resolved. Speaking during the signing ceremony of the collective bargaining agreement with both workers, which brought together workers and the management of Firestone Workers Union over the weekend in Congo Town, Councillor Crowd urged the management of Firestone to put a halt on subcontracting companies, which has been some of the factors affecting the workers. Some of these issues signed in the agreement include increments in wages, retirement service benefits, and overtime. Meanwhile, speaking on behalf of the workers, Marcus Blammer, Secretary General of the Liberia Labour Congress, lauded Minister Crowell for his intervention aimed at solving the long-standing issues that have been confronting the workers of Firestone. He said with the signing of the CBA, the workers at least will realize 50% of their wages after they are retired. For his part, the Public Relations Officer of Firestone Rubber Company, Richard Fowler, lauded both the Ministry of Labour and the workers for resolving the long-standing issues which had crippled effects on the operation of Firestone. And out of Liberia now, Rwanda has cut diplomatic ties with Belgium, saying it has been constantly undermined by the European nation during the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Brazil has been leading calls for European nations to sanction Rwanda over its support for the M23, a rebel group at the center of DR Congo's crisis. The authorities in Kigali, Rwanda's capital, have given Belgian diplomats 48 hours to leave the country. Belgium, which is the former colonial power, has said it will respond to these measures and labeled Rwanda's decision as disproportionate. Despite assertions from the UN and US, Rwanda has denied backing the M23. In a statement on Monday, Kigali accused Brussels of attempting to sustain its neo-colonial delusions. That's our CNN News Bulletin. Is back to Marka Davis.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Myean TV.
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we will keep your later Liberia.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News Summary of 12. My name is Hansen the Represent.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa.
Was for bringing us the news bulletin tonight. It is a regular feature here on News Desk. If you're just joining us, the top stories we are following tonight in the wake of huge public concerns over reports of U.S. visa restrictions. Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti expresses doubt over the reports, but says the Liberian government is engaging U.S. authorities for clarity. House Majority Speaker Richard Cohn breaks ground for a 20,000 United States dollar morning incinerator at the JFK Medical Hospital to address the issue of waste disposal confronting the country's biggest medical center. Assets Recovery Team announces arrival of foreign experts from the United Kingdom to aid in the government's assets recovery efforts. And out of Liberia, Rwanda cuts diplomatic ties with Belgium, saying it has been consistently undermined by the European nation during the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's bring you our first development. Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti has expressed shock over reports that the United States government has imposed visa restriction on Liberia. Minister Yanti said she is doubtful about the authenticity of the report, suggesting that Liberia may have been placed on a list as a yellow line country by the United States, potentially leading to restricted access for Liberian citizens. Speaking at a public hearing before the Senate Joint Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defense, Security and Intelligence, Minister Yanti cautioned against accepting the unverified reports as fact, while reaffirming Liberia's commitment to strengthening its diplomatic and passport security measures.
On the issue of the U.S. the information that we received was a support response. Immediately contacted the U.S. ambassador, the government through the ambassador, to ascertain as to the validity of what was being promoted on social media. And the ambassador indicated that we had no information in relation to this and would seek more clarification. Subsequently, we issued a demarche to the US government that indicates that officially we have heard this from the reports of the New York Times that is reported after draft. I don't know if this is true or not, but should it be true, should it be valid, then stating that all the reasons why Liberia should not be on that list. We outline all of the steps that we think of by Liberia over the last 1 year. We give them succinctly to him and ask him to please look into this march as an issue in the government has that march. And we look forward to hear all the relation to that. There are lots of speculations around why that law is this area is indeed true. Now, stress whether it is indeed true. And why do I stress that? I stress it because there are other certain around here about rotation and stuff like that, rotation, all of that. The issue of all that is under my leadership, went to DC. We went to Washington, DC, I went to the system, we saw quality, covered American place, we engaged with key people in the administration, we engaged our State Department, and today we engage with ICE, through the embassy, and today those embassies, that information cannot be validated. So I would just want to caution us not to see that those reports as being an actual instantial one with the assumption of why. However, we might take it like because we know that we can be true to the discussions and we will the because of that issue with the march and giving all the information to the reminder of what steps we're taking that would be accepted then.
She is Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti there speaking today before the Liberian Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defense, Security and Intelligence concerning reports that Liberia has been listed amongst yellow line countries proposed for visa restriction. In an effort to address the issue of waste disposal at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital, Majority House Speaker Richard Cohn has broken ground for the construction of a modern incinerator at JFK. The cost of the project is $20,000 United States dollars and is expected to be completed within 90 days. Speaking during a groundbreaking on Monday, Representative Cohn said the hospital is overwhelmed with lots of financial challenges, something he said prompted his decision to help. The controversial House Speaker noted that the project, which, when completed, will help the hospital divert the US $74,000 it spends annually on garbage disposal to more pressing issues at the facility.
JFK is overwhelmed with other activities, challenges, nationally overwhelmed working. And that is why I decided to look at the low-hanging fruits and this is one of the lowest I can find. And I know from here, there will be something else I will also discover. I will also start that initiative as well. I know before we get to the budget year 2026, I can relate to the financial constraint all of this. And I can assure you, with the promise I made earlier, I've started talking to my colleagues on the initiative as it relates to JFK, especially what should be allocated in the budget to changes hospital to at least state-of-the-art hospital to Republic of Nigeria. I want to thank you for even allowing me to do this project fast already started with breaks. So then the period of an hour and the funds are 100% available. Even we teaching and tell me how soon this project is completed. Because I want to save you from almost on 4,000 US plus a year. Imagine paying 5 to 6,000 monthly to dispose of garbages. So with construction of the SEC window, we relieve you of that particular cost. And that cost can be diverted somewhere else. I'm also looking at the space that the student took in the building to occupy our units for the patient. We told us we our next week looking at the school. So we can work the school and divert the students to the building to deliver more space for the patients. So that much I do. My college year president is the chairman on foreign affairs, and then there's Nature Gate, and all the other also donations from my personal budget, but it will also embrace me as I do better for the house. So I pray God in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Blessed Holy Spirit.
Controversial Majority House Speaker Richard Kunde breaking ground for the construction of a 20,000 United States dollar Myean incinerator at the JFK Medical Hospital on Monday, for part of the Chief Executive Officer of the hospital, Dr. Linda Barch, termed the initiative as a huge step in the garbage collection process at JFK, noting that waste disposal has been a huge problem for the hospital over the years.
It's an honor today that we are about to see the reality of what we all hope for. We all know, everyone, the symbol of the garbage collection. For this reason, we have spent thousands of dollars. And today, we are pleased, we are happy that our own speaker has decided to undertake the cost, to underwrite the cost of this project. As glad to say, Minister and to the rest of the legislators, thank you very much for this initiative. And we can assure that with this, the initiative is good. Our challenge is also at least we're happy to see. And we are grateful to all of our leaders, listening, particularly upon themselves and see for themselves what is happening. There's a clear indication that somebody has helped at the wheel.
Well, she is the Chief Executive Officer of the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital, Dr. Linda Barch, following the groundbreaking for a Myean incinerator at the hospital. The management of the ELWA hospital has responded to information about or regarding a patient under their watch. Social media was flooded with statements from a patient identified as James Etta Cummins, who is said to be in critical condition. She alleged that the management of ELWA carried out a cesarean section, resulting in serious life-threatening complications. James Etta Cummins is, in her write-up, said after the surgery she is currently battling with kidney failure, liver malfunction, removed womb, uterine collapse, burns, among others. But responding to the situation in an interview on Monday, the chief administrator of the ELWA hospital, Reverend James Freeman Gawi, on behalf of the hospital, emphasized or empathized with James Etta Cummins and the family and invites the family for the conference. Gawi further disclosed that the hospital is actively conducting her own internal review on James Etta's case, noting that the hospital also remains fully committed to cooperating with the Liberia Medical and Dental Council's ongoing investigation.
My name is Johnson Gbarntolmah. I am the administrator. We have a brief statement that we want to release to the public. We empathize with the patient and the family during this challenging time and understand how she feels. We note the concerns that have been shared on social media. In this regard, we invite the family to meet with us for a conference to discuss these matters directly. We are actively conducting our own internal review and remain committed to fully cooperating with the LNDC investigation. Out of respect for the patient's privacy and confidentiality, we are unable to share further details about the case at this time. Our thoughts and prayers remain with Etta and her family, and we continue to hope for her full recovery as we wait for those different investigations and findings will come up, and the public will be given the information needed. The best thing I can say, let people continue to pray for her as she going through this period of time as we do in the same.
Reverend James Freeman Gawe is the administrator of the ELWA hospital there speaking. Some employees of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority have hailed President Joseph Boakai for the replacement of NAFA Director General Emma Glasgow. The NAFA employees who were seen celebrating at the entity's head office on Monday said the replacement of Madam Glasgow has brought relief to them as workers of the entity. They accused her of bad labor practices, unfavorable working conditions as major challenges the workforce was confronted with under the Glasgow management. The spokesperson for the joyous NAFA employees praised President Boakai for the replacement of their former boss.
We want to be very grateful to the President of the Republic of Nigeria. He has been so magnanimous to the poor and workforce at NAFA because we've been awaiting this for a very long time. There are too many things that happen here that we cannot explain for. But we want to believe and strongly believe that the president is a listening president. Because too many things happen. We went to the ombudsman, we took our complaint to the board of directors, we took our complaint to the ombudsman, and luckily for us, when we went to the ombudsman, they took in favor of us. Everything we said to the ombudsman, it was true. What we told the ombudsman is that the workplace harassment. Some people were slapped by the director, the former director general, some people were slapped in their faces for coming to work late, and then the ombudsman plays fault to these people and they confirm what we said. People were dismissed for not taking photo properly. They call him and he proved it. There were too many things that we said to the ombudsman. It was proven by even the director general of this place, some of the directors. They proved it that indeed what we said it was true. And indeed, when we went for the first hearing, Madam Glasgow's first appearance at the ombudsman, she walked out the people. The people there, they were in their report. It was in their report. She walked out and insulted the people. And they can take their job away. They cannot overstart the insult. Too many things happen at this place. The law says equal work, equal pay. But there are people here who do less work and get more pay. And then the issue of credentials around the MCL, the marine environment, there are people there who work hard, but they cannot get the desired salary they're supposed to, in line with their qualification. These are some of the things we're speaking against. Sometimes we told Madam Glasgow, but she did not listen to us. She took us to be enemy. No, we are not enemy. We just try to tell you the right thing. You cannot use the media. You cannot run a technical institution on the media.
Well, he's the spokesperson for NAFA employees who were seen celebrating over the replacement of Madam Emma Glasgow as Director General of the entity. Well, President Boakai recently named Sarah Sewe as Acting Director General of NAFA after suspending Emma Glasgow for alleged financial improprieties. Madam Glasgow has since termed her suspension as a witch hunt, demanding due process to exonerate herself from the allegations levied against her. We'll later pass the half-hour mark. This is a reminder you are listening to News Desk, 45 minutes of news from Liberia and other parts of the world. The top stories we are following tonight in the wake of huge public concerns over reports of U.S. proposed visa restriction on Liberia. Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti expresses doubt over the reports, but says the Liberian government is engaging the U.S. authorities for clarity. House Majority Speaker Richard Cohn breaks ground for a 20,000 United States dollar modern incinerator at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital to address the issue of waste disposal confronting the country's biggest medical center. Assets Recovery Team announces arrival of foreign experts from the United Kingdom to aid in the government's assets recovery efforts. Then out of Liberia, Rwanda cuts diplomatic ties with Belgium, saying it has been consistently undermined by the European nation during the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's cross over now to Edwin Batapoint for sports.
Good evening, Maka. Good evening, everyone. Ahead of Liberia, the Lone Star much publicized encounter that the SKD against Tunisia and the Principe and that of Tunisia on March 19 and the 24th. 8 out of the 13 foreign players invited by the Lone Star and coach Thomas Kojo have arrived in Liberia. Players arrived are Oscar Dale, Prince Balit, Justin Salmond, Augustine Otu, Noah Cannon, Solomon Tua, Mark Paba, and Shoksise are already in Liberia for the match at the SKD this Wednesday. Those expected to join the players are Samson Due, Ayuba Kosia, Divan Tiet, Bryant Fakulon, and Edward Lidon. Meanwhile, the Lone Stars successfully completed a rejuvenated section early Monday at their hotel in Congo Town. The Liberia Kickball Federation National Lottery Leagues continued in the certain fixtures at the weekend, with Alicia defeating Yasmore 9-3 home runs in the day first encounter at the SKD Sports Complex in Paisley. Young Invaders pinned SRCM 1-0 home run at the same venue in a competitive encounter, while SWA Kickball Club bowed to Thompson Kickball Club in a 5-7 home runs in a game that's in game day 2 of the National Lottery League Second Division category continuation. Matty Soprane conceded 2-3 home runs defeat to visit the Vision Sixties, and Brazilian Casey narrowly won Destiny Gibby Kickball Club 3-2 home runs. Gizzard managed a 1-0 home run victory against Zion to climax all Saturday Kickball Second Division activities. On Sunday, Blue Eagle demolished Sarius 12-3 home runs on March Day 2 at the SKD Sports Complex in the First Division category or the First League. United Royal Girls were overpowered by Lillard 5-0 home runs and Supreme Kickball Club bowed to Newton 1-3 home runs to continue First Division matches. Axistas won proof supremacy over Shooting Star in a 4-2 home runs victory as Bannaville Superstars or BSS defeated Destiny Mansourado 5-2 home runs. Last season, runners-up Royal Girls emerged victorious over Elite Girls 5-0 home runs to climax of Sunday kickball activities. And away from Liberia, Chelsea defender Wesley Fofana says stupidity and critic cannot imagine how long is it time for things to change after banned racially abused on social media. On Monday, Fofana 24 shared to his Instagram story screenshot of 6 racist message sent to him following Chelsea 1-0 defeat by Arsenal in the Premier League on Sunday. Arsenal fled Fofana was fortunate to remain on the pitch after committing several fouls at the Emirates Stadium. And Manchester United's season ticket prices will increase by about 5% for the third successful year as the club aims to become financially suitable for the next season. The Manchester United supporters Trust Must says that the increase is less than many fear and there has been a price freeze for under 16. But Must says United fans have expressed their disappointment that the club has ignored the call of a widespread price freeze. Well, that's it for this post.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Law enforcement officers visiting Liberia from the United States have underscored the importance of adherence to the rule of law in any nation. Both Special Deputy Curtis Bryant and Peggy Larkin said there is nothing above the rule of law and warned law enforcement officials continuing to implement the rule of law if the country is to be developed. Well, sorry, we can't lay our hands on the except Labor Minister Councillor Cooper Kura has resolved outstanding issues between workers of Firestone Rubber Plantation and its management team. Councillor Kura said it was always appropriate to ensure that issues confronting the construction are brought on the negotiating table to be resolved. Speaking during the signing ceremony of the new collective bargaining agreement, which brought together the workers and the management of Firestone over the weekend in Congo Town, Councillor Krua urged the management to put a halt on subcontracting companies, which has been some of the factors affecting the workers.
We are glad that both the management of the Firestone Plantation Company and the Workers Union, the mother union for the Firestone Workers Union, were able to agree on the outstanding issues under the CBA. It's important. We always have said that it's always good to get on the table. Let's resolve our differences on the table. This is the classic example of that. We know we've been on this for the past 1 month, but we always have encouraged the people and say, look, let's talk. We'll find common ground. I'm glad that we were able to find common ground today. Now, the signing of this CBA today marked a turning point because there are certain provisions of this of the CBA that was never in those agreements in the past. And we think from now on and in the future, we believe we will continue to improve on the CBAs in the interest of both the management and the workers. And I'd like to use the occasion now to caution the management of Firestone to put a freeze on the contracting of the division.
Meanwhile, speaking on behalf of the workers, Marcus Blama, Secretary General of the Liberia Labour Congress, lauded Minister Kura for his intervention aimed at solving the long-standing issues that have been confronting the workers of Firestone.
All over the world, workers will be happy because Firestone is one of the largest companies that have more employees. We believe, especially those areas of capture, retirement, and this, when you retire, you get 2% of your salary for every year served as for 1 month. And if addition, so the same 50%, I was great milestone that the union got in this negotiation. Other issues are also there that were achieved. But the main one was that in the CPA for pass. From 2019 up to present, workers were being put down. There was no good incentives given to them as retirees.
Well, for his part, the Public Relations Officer of Firestone Rubber Company lauded both the Ministry of Labor and the workers for resolving the long-standing issues which had crippling effect on the operations of the company.
At this time, I would like to thank the Ministry of Labor. I also thank Pawu, the Mother Union, Kawu, all right, for the cooperation. Even though we stopped going down that road, but at least we're able to come to an agreement and a very possible strike on the farm that will have long-lasting vision effect on the organization.
Well, finally, the president of the Maryland Bar Association has unveiled a range of plans by her administration to make the association more vibrant and accessible. Councillor E. Chedu Johnson Service said during her 3-year tenure, her administration will enhance access to justice by providing free legal services to citizens of Maryland and Massarado counties. She was speaking over the weekend when the bar held a reunion, networking, and welcoming program for 4 newly admitted attorneys at law. Well, that were attended program by legal scholars, including former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott and retired Judge Comfort Nat, was held at the home of Associate Supreme Court Justice James Etta Howard Wolocott. The presidents of the Grand Jide Lofa and Grand Bassabat also graced the occasion. Meanwhile, As reported earlier, all 4 law school graduates who recently passed the High Court's bar exams and were subsequently admitted as attorneys at law each received a bouquet of flowers as a mark of appreciation for their achievement. They are attorneys Nede Sela, Joyce Nangwe, Anthony Stevens, and Pandera's Allison. Justice Wolokoli, who handed the flowers to the 2 lawyers, challenged them to aim higher in the noble legal profession. Well, sorry, we hope to bring you these excerpts in our subsequent news program, but this is how we love to draw the curtains on tonight's presentation of News Decks. But before we go, a recap of the top stories we followed. In the wake of huge public concerns over reports of proposed U.S. visa restriction on Liberia, Foreign Minister Sarah Besto-Yanti expresses doubt over the reports, but says the Liberian government is engaging U.S. authorities for clarity. House Majority Speaker Richard Coon breaks ground for a $20,000 United States mooring incinerator at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital to address the issue of waste disposal confronting the country's biggest medical center. Access Recovery Team announces the arrival of foreign experts from the United Kingdom to aid in the government's assets recovery efforts. And of the home front, Rwanda cuts diplomatic ties with Belgium, saying it has been consistently undermined by the European nation during the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Many thanks to all of you for your listening. Real thanks to those who watch the news live on Real TV, including Cyrus Cooper, Papi Keita, and Kofa Grand Crew, as he calls himself, as well as many others that we cannot name tonight. Thanks to affiliate radio stations across the country for relaying the news program. Naketa Roberts read the news bulletin tonight. The sports was brought to you by Erin Butterfoyen. Kopa Sanga has been coordinating the sounds. Myean Torgbean behind the cameras, carrying us live. Thanks to our sponsors, Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Join us tomorrow morning at 7 for fresh news on Truth FM. My name is Maka Davis. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV, into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel? The black barrel is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll take your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News summary at 12. My name is Hansen Der Captain.
Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I have a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
We are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.